Welcome to Dr. Reese Live. I'm your host, Uncle Joe LaChance, and I am joined here tonight by Coach Levi,
Hey,
Coach Sean,
hey.
and of course, the world's only head to toe healer, the fakest doctor in the world, Dr. Kevin W. Reese. How are you tonight, my friend?
I might be the fakest, but I am the greatest.
That the greatest fakest.
The greatest fakest.
How are you tonight, sir?
Good, man. I'm just pleased to be here and getting ready for the party on 120 that we're holding here at headquarters. And shout out to Whole Foods. They just hooked us up with some food. So
Oh, nice. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that party.
shout out to the mayor of Hartford. He's coming.
Really?
And the mayor of East Hartford's coming.
Oh, so you got some dignitaries coming.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta, get them off the poor four foods.
Yeah, we got to invite some celebrities too, you know. Nice. I
Mhm.
can't wait. I'm really looking
Oh, we're
forward to
getting
the
feedback
party.
from someone.
Not me. My system is flawless. But okay, so good. I'm looking forward to that. And if you want information about that, you can go to peaceoverpain.com or you can email us, or it's all over social media. We would love to have you join us if you are in the area. It's going to be a great time. And that is a party that celebrates the book release. So, as everybody knows, you just released two new books. So you now have the Dr. Reese trilogy. You are right up there with George Lucas and Star Wars. You have a trilogy now.
Don't forget
So,
Jaws.
Jaws trilogy. That's right. The Matrix was a trilogy till they ruined it. But
Reverse the cause, reverse the cause.
there we
Pick.
go.
I mean, you can use this as a weapon. If somebody tries to attack you, you just hit them with it.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
Big book.
That's that. That is a big book. But that's a good book as well. I think it's very valuable. And I think the trilogy is a great thing just to have on your bookshelf,
Mm,
especially the recipes, because it is very important to eat without the poor four foods.
that's right.
Yeah. And you know what else is important, Dr. Reese? Sleeping.
Absolutely.
And I know this week on Rumble, you put out your video, and I thought it was very good and very informative. Myself, I learned something about the 7 reasons you are not sleeping, right?
Yeah.
So, I
So
mean,
many people having trouble.
yeah, a lot of people complain about a lack of sleep, right? And most people think, oh, it's because of anxiety, the usual reasons. But you brought up some things that aren't normally discussed, and I think that's what makes your videos different, and that's what makes them so informative. Like I had no idea about the temperature. You know how that the ideal temperature to sleep is 65 degrees.
Yeah.
I had no idea about the circadian rhythms and keeping a like a regular bedtime and wake up time every day.
Yeah.
That and it makes a lot of sense, right? Because humans are really the only ones that don't sleep with the sun,
Right. It's true.
right? If you notice every other animal in nature, they wake up with the sun and they go to sleep at sundown. Most
Yeah.
of them. There are certain nocturnal creatures, but that's the way they're programmed.
When I get up in the morning, I turn every light on in the house.
Yeah, me too. I open up the shade right away.
Everything. Just get as much light as you can, and you're training your body. This is when I wake up.
Yeah, I think that was a really good tip. Hit yourself with light right away as soon as you wake up. It's very true. And there was a
Assuming it's the time you want.
yeah, well, you should have an alarm. And eventually what you'll find if you do program yourself like you do, you don't need an alarm anymore. Your
Right.
body will wake up uh, you know, at the time that you have programmed it to, pretty
Right.
much. You
Right.
know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So there were a lot of great tips in that, and I recommend everybody go and watch it. It is on Rumble. You can follow Dr. Reese on Rumble, the world's only head to toe healer, and also YouTube. They are also up on YouTube, but I think it's worthwhile for people to join us. Plus, we want to get a following. We kind of feel that Rumble may be the way to go in the future.
Rumble is the future,
Yeah.
and I recommend everybody goes over there and treat it like it was YouTube in 2006, okay? Get on the Rumble, follow my page, follow whoever's page that you're into, and just you can also, if you have a Roku device or
Yes, Rumble is
Apple
on that.
TV, you can get the Rumble right on your television.
Yeah, because we just have a feeling this is the way the future's going to go with these kind of platforms and stuff. So we want to be ahead of the curve. So
Right.
please join us on Rumble. Dr. Reese, we are streaming live there right now. Welcome to everybody who is watching us on Rumble. Welcome to all the people in the Zoom room. We have quite a crowd tonight. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to everybody out there in social media. How about telling us where you are from? Put that in the comments section. Let us know where everybody's checking in from. So even you in the Zoom room, you can put it in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. We're getting ready for a great night tonight.
Hello
So,
to hello to Susie. I see Susie there.
oh yeah, we got Anna, who's our one of our usuals in the Zoom room. A lot of people are repeating. Suzanne Small's in there. Shout out to Suzanne. So we got a good crowd tonight. I'm very, very happy. Coach Sean, I haven't heard from you. Where are people checking in from?
I see people from Reno. I think that's Reno, Nevada, Stewart, Florida, Fredericksburg, Virginia, Montana, H-Town, Oregon, but not Portland. They said Chicago, Illinois, Florida again. A lot of people in Florida. We got Melbourne, so a lot of people from Australia as well. Utah, New York. It keeps going, man.
Wow. We have a lot of followers in Australia. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I've been noticing that. I really have been. Well, I have North Carolina here in the Zoom room. Welcome. And also West Virginia, Virginia, DC, and New Jersey, Northern New Jersey. How about
Yeah,
you, Levi? What you got going on?
yeah, we got someone from Pennsylvania, all the way up in Alaska, even
Wow.
New Jersey, Indiana, Michigan, Jersey, Kentucky, Massachusetts, another Michigan, London, Arizona. It goes on, but we do got another from Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're in Connecticut,
Okay.
remember to join us for our party.
120. It's a national holiday here.
That's
120.
right.
We're having a party. I did receive a message, a DM from someone saying that they're driving in from Virginia.
Wow.
And Sean said someone's driving from Florida. So some of you want to travel? Hey, we're here. Doors open.
Exactly right. I got a message from one of our good friends, Mr. Kevin Savo, asking about it, saying he wanted to go and come.
Okay.
So very good. We'll
Tell that
have
young
some.
man, tell that young man to come on down.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. So, very good. So, I hope we have some questions ready. I want to tell everybody in the Zoom room if you have a question, raise your hand or you can hit me up in the chat. Um, so, are you guys ready? Coach Sean, do you have any questions going on down there?
Yeah, so someone is saying that they're getting pain in their thoracic spine right about where the diaphragm is. So she says it feels tight in that area. Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, well, muscles move bones. So you got some muscle dysfunction there. Muscles are pulling the thoracic. Here's the thoracic right here. Diaphragm would be right here. If anyone could see my hand. So yeah, you got to get healthy from head to toe, and that spine will come back into its perfect S curve.
Right. And that we have the postural exercises to do that. Okay,
Oh,
very good. Coach Levi, how are you?
Wonderful.
Great. What do you got going on?
We have Stephanie asking, any thoughts on vertigo? I got it for the first time and have residual dizziness since then.
Yeah, vertigo is a chapter in my book, and it can come from all sorts of different causes. But the main cause is usually postural, cervical flexion, thoracic flexion. The spine is bringing your head down. You're not draining from your head, blah, blah, blah. It just happens. Fluid
Yeah.
getting stuck.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good point, Dr. Reese. I don't think a lot of people realize how important the posture is and how out of alignment we actually are until they actually see themselves from a distance.
Right.
And I found, when you do like a discovery analysis and you actually do the photos and you see yourself from a distance, it's like a light bulb goes off in your head and you finally make the connection like, oh wow, I really I need help with my posture. I really do need to fix my posture. And I think that's one of the reasons why that discovery analysis is so important. And we
Absolutely.
have, we've come, we have these discovery analysis, and we have a new way for people to get their discovery analysis. We have a new clinic open house that you can sign up for and learn all about the discovery analysis, how it works, step by step. It's a nice interview with Dr. Reese, testimonials, and it's really, I think it's really a good way for people just to learn about it. And you can sign up. Levi, how do they sign up to learn about this discovery analysis?
So all you'd really do is just email us or text Sean and we'll hand you the link. From there, you'll just pick a time that works best for you and watch it all the way through.
Okay. And so if you're interested in discovery, you can email us at peaceoverprayingclinic@gmail.com. Is it okay if they drop you a DM too?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do
Okay.
any way to reach out to us.
But this is a new thing. How does it work? So they just pick a time and then they get a presentation about the discovery, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very good. I think that's great. All right. So anybody who wants to sign up for a discovery analysis and see with their own eyes how their posture really looks from a distance, please email us or drop us a DM and you can get the link for the discovery analysis clinic open house. All right, great.
Show me your bodies.
Show me your body.
Show me your bodies.
That's
It's funny though, like when we do open houses sometimes and I'm talking to people and they're like, so you evaluated me and you said this and that. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know because I only know the body. I don't know the face.
right, because they come blurred. They are anonymous. That's good to know.
Right. 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 The faces are blurred. So all I'm seeing is the body and connecting the dots to the hips and the ankles and the ears and all this. So I don't know the face recognition of the person. So
Right. And I think that's good. Keep it anonymous. And it's a really good thing for people to learn. It's very worthwhile. Very, very worthwhile. All right, let's get back to the questions. Okay, so Coach Sean,
Yep.
how you doing down there?
So far, so good.
Good. What do you got?
Someone is saying that they're on the program, but they have a question on how to alleviate post-nasal drip.
well, that's just excess fluid there. Postural issue. It's just going to take some time. And maybe some kneeling counter stretch and just let it all drip out. Because when you're in kneeling counter stretch, it's static extension as well. and you're there for a long period of time, the fluid can just start draining right out and you'll just start dripping all over your floor.
Yeah, I've experienced that myself, and I'm
And,
sure
it-
some of us other ones have.
and if you want to speed it up, then just eat a big bowl of grapes beforehand.
Oh, a big goal. Oh, that's right, because grapes move the lymph.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
right. Remember that grapes move the lymph. Okay, Coach Levi, what do you have?
Yeah, so someone says, any thoughts on long COVID brain lesions? I've had a daily headache all day for 3 years.
3 years.
Wow.
Viruses affect your weaknesses. So if there was a weakness in the brain, and viruses go after the brain anyway, if there was a brain blood barrier breach, BBB breach, and something gets in there, then the brain can be affected. So I wouldn't say that the virus is to blame. It's, there was a soft tissue deficiency there, and then the virus got in. So got to get healthy from head to toe. Got to replenish that soft tissue,
Make it stronger.
make it stronger. Right.
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah.
it like a cloth. You don't want anything to get through that cloth. But if the cloth is weak, then things can get through.
Right. Okay. It's very important to know. And I think that's for any virus we're talking.
Any virus,
Any
no,
virus. Yeah.
herpes, Epstein-Barr, they all affect the brain.
Right.
All viruses affect the brain if you have a soft tissue deficiency because you have a barrier around the brain. It's like cheesecloth, it looks like.
Mm,
It's the
right.
blood. This is in my book, Reverse the Cause. It's the blood brain
Brain barrier.
barrier.
Hmm?
And it's all soft tissue.
And right. And that a lot of people don't understand how important that is, not to be breached and not to be weak.
Right.
Yeah. No, I know. We have learned that through our studies here. I do have a couple of questions from the Zoom room, but I wanted to know if they would come on air. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna go with this one
Who we
from
got?
Anna because she's a regular. Anna, do you want to come on air? She has been on air before. And she had a question for you about sleep apnea and silent GERD. She wanted to know if you could address sleep apnea and silent GERD, GERD. It looks like she might be away right now.
All right. Well, GERD is just acid reflux all the time. And so that's just a lack of stomach acid. And of course, stomach acid comes from salt and calcium mixed together. Boom. So then, boom, that's fixed. And then sleep apnea is postural.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just the position of the spine, the position of the thoracic, the cervical, and you're in that position, you're sleeping, and it's just air isn't getting through. And so the medical monopoly doesn't know what to do, so they make money off a machine.
Yeah, I was going to say that, I see so many people and I look, what is that? It looks like a face mask thing you would wear in the war.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone over the age of 60 has a sleep apnea thing at this point because
Well, I don't.
they're being pushed. It's being pushed just like it was statin drugs, just like it was
Yeah.
proton pump inhibitors, just like it was whatever type of insulin, whatever. It's just being pushed. It's another revenue stream
Yeah.
in these
And they
little
scare the
machines.
crap out of you like you're going to die from it. And yeah, I know. It's just to sell more equipment, sell more medical monopoly stuff when realistically that is almost kind of obvious that it's a postural thing. I hate to say it. But anyway, all right, I'll get to the next question from the Zoom room. after we make another round. But I do want to remind people that sometimes we talk about whenever you speak out against a medical monopoly, there is always a chance you could be censored. If you want to stay in touch with us all the time, please make sure to sign up for our newsletter and get our daily updates from Dr. Reese. Besides staying in touch with us in case, big tech decides that we're too dangerous. It is also, there are a lot of good tips that Dr. Reese puts in there every day, plus links to the open house clinic, to the open houses. There's all kinds of different things in there. For me, it's just a valuable thing to wake up every morning and have a nice email from Dr. Reese. So,
And you can enter the Zoom room for these
that's right.
live
You get the
streams.
link.
Instead of watching it on these social media networks, you can be here asking me questions. So
Shout out to all my people in the Zoom room. How y'all doing tonight?
you could be there like Elise, who has her little bat behind her. I see the bat.
Yep. Yep. Suzanne is in. Yeah, we got a lot of people. And of course, you don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. If you want to just listen, but you're always welcome to chime in because we really like you to talk to Dr. Reese. We really like interacting with you. So please, if you were willing to come in and talk to us, that would be great. Just let me know in the chat. Okay, let's get back to Sean. I think I left off with Levi.
Okie doke. So someone is asking, what is soft tissue deficiency?
Okay, so nutritional deficiencies are when we're missing certain nutrients, right? But it's broken down into 5 categories: hard tissue, soft tissue, gut, blood, sugar, and the last one is embryotic when you have a child in you, okay? So soft tissue is the biggest one and the hardest one to heal because we have so much soft tissue in the body. You're talking about your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, your fascia, your brain, your eyes, your organs, your glands. This is all soft tissue and it needs quite a bit of nutrients.
Right. And if you're deficient in certain nutrients, your soft tissue is going to be deficient.
Right.
Interesting. Embryotic. Now, I did not know about that one. For pregnant people, what is that about? And how does that affect the child?
Well, when you have the embryo, like when you're carrying a baby, especially in the beginning, embryo, it needs specific nutrients.
Nutrients, right.
So if mama bear and daddy bear were missing nutrients, then that embryo could be missing nutrients. And then on top of it, if the woman is eating the poor foods or she's missing something, she's putting that child in jeopardy.
And as you said,
there's a reason why there's so much autism in the world right now.
right. As you said, that can be a factor in birth defects and things like that. Makes a ton of sense. Makes a ton of sense. You got to have the baby being fed the proper nutrients, and if you don't have them yourself, you can't give them. And this is why doctors prescribe these prenatals, but they're not really sufficient because they're just generic. So you don't know what you're deficient in. You could need more of something or less, you know what I mean?
Correct.
So
you need 90 essential nutrients every
right.
day. The prenatals aren't giving you 90 essential nutrients.
Right. So your best bet would be just to make sure, keep the 90 essential nutrients on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And then you're pretty safe. Yeah.
I have a whole chapter in Reverse the Cause on birth defects. It's probably the most controversial chapter that I've ever written because people don't want to hear that it's their fault.
Right.
Right? Mom doesn't want to hear that it's her fault. Dad doesn't want to hear that it's his fault. It's their fault, but it's their fault unknowingly, of course. They didn't have the information, but I'm giving you the information now. So if you're hearing this and you want to have a new child, then I hope that my words are taken very serious, because
Yeah.
you and both male and female need to get healthy head to toe before creating a baby, or it could be a disaster.
That's very powerful there, right there, Dr. Reese. Not a lot of people will tell you that. Your medical monopoly doctor will not tell you that. And I appreciate, and I'm sure all the parents out there or parents to be appreciate that.
Mm.
So that's very, very important. Okay. Levi, what do you have?
Hey, so we have someone asking, what would cause hardening of the kidney?
Hardening of it,
Yeah.
dehydration, acidosis, lymphatic stagnation. There's so many root causes. And of course, I wrote a whole chapter on kidneys and reverse the cause, you know, but the kidneys are soft tissue. We're right back to soft tissue, you know.
Yeah.
So it's all going to come back around and become very repetitive. But, that's how you learn how the body works.
Yeah, no, and as you said earlier, the majority of the body is soft tissue, so that's why it always comes back to soft tissue.
Yes, it does. It
You
sure does.
know, gut
Like,
issues, soft tissue.
yeah, like when someone says, my hormone's this, my hormone's that, or someone was asking me earlier about, it was Elise. Which would you ask me, Elise? It was cells, something cells, mast cells,
Oh yes,
MAST.
yes,
Yeah. And she was asking me about that. And I'm like, well, that comes from bone marrow
right.
Mast cell activation syndrome.
activation syndrome. Right. It's all coming from bone marrow.
How did
Oh,
that come about though? Sorry,
I
Joe.
heard somebody else who just got diagnosed with that. Interestingly enough, somebody on a television show that I watch.
Hmm.
So yeah, go ahead, tell us about that.
Yeah. It's coming from bone marrow, and bone marrow is soft tissue. So we're right back to
Mm.
the raw materials that it takes for organs, glands, bone marrow, etc., to function properly. It's like a car not getting what it needs, and then it puts down the road.
Right, and there's a case of soft tissue inside of hard tissue.
Right. Correct.
Right,
The bone is hard tissue. The bone marrow is soft tissue. It's
soft tissue.
just like your teeth.
Same thing, right?
Yep. Hard tissue, and then inside is soft tissue.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's a few organs in the body that have both,
Yep.
and sometimes the hard tissue, you can eat all the calcium in the world, but maybe the soft tissue in the middle is deficient from something else, right? So you may be strengthening the bones, but not the soft tissue.
I
So
want
that
to know what Levi's laughing at. I see him in the corner laughing.
I know. What are you laughing at, Levi?
Dr. Gold's dog.
Oh,
Oh, Dr. Gold stealing the show with the dog again.
yeah. So I do have a question here in the chat room in the Zoom. And unfortunately it's from Elise, and she can't come on because she's multitasking right now. But
Oh,
I
come
did want to
on.
bring this up because this is always
Multitask with us. Multitask with us.
I wanted to bring this up because this always is a lovely discussion. So I am almost done listening to the Peace Over Pain book. I'm hearing that all oils are rancid. Can you explain if we as a consumer were able to gain access to a new bottle of, let's say, olive oil, would you object to using it? And what do you think of avocado oils? Really don't want to give up them oils, Kevin.
Yeah.
Can't give them up. I got to find a way. Go for it.
Well, unless you juice some olives in your kitchen and consume the oil within 15 minutes, it's going to go rancid. It
Or at
has
least be
nothing.
oxidized, right?
It has nothing to do with the oil itself. It's the combination of the oil being oxidized by the air, and that makes it. Um, it turns it into free radicals, which goes into your body, creates free radical damage, and over time, over probably a few decades, it will manifest into something that you don't want. It doesn't matter
Right.
if it's avocado oil. It doesn't matter if it's coconut oil. It doesn't matter what type of oil. It doesn't matter if it's black seed oil, black walnut oil. It doesn't matter. Oil is oil. It's fat juice.
Mhm.
Fat juice. Okay? And fat juice is going to oxidize every single time, no matter what fruit or seed or vegetable it comes from. It doesn't matter. That's why
Especially, yeah, go ahead.
that's why if you don't believe me, just open up an apple. Just open up an apple, bite into an apple and let it bathe in the air for about 20 minutes and you will see
Stretch
the
brown.
apple starts to turn brown. Why? Because it had seeds in it
And
and
oils.
the seeds and its oils start to oxidize.
Avocado. You talk avocado oil. Cut an avocado in half. Either leave it out, and even if you put it in plastic, leave it in that fridge for a day. When you come back tomorrow, that avocado will be brown all on the
Right.
outside. That's from the oil in the avocado oxidizing.
That's
So
right.
there you go. If it oxidizes straight out of the avocado, imagine what it does in a bottle. And I think we can leave it at that. And just remember, most of these fats are unsaturated, which makes it even worse. Unsaturated oils are even worse than saturated oils. They oxidate quicker.
Mm.
So there's your
Just
answer on oils. Please, you just have to give it up.
just get off just get off the poor for foods. And if you need help, then you just read this book, Dinner with Dr.
Yep.
Reese. Very simple, 100 recipes without the poor for foods. So simple.
And look, I know it's hard to give up these oils. Maybe we should start Oil
It's not though.
Anonymous.
It's
No,
not
I know.
though.
I gave it
It's
up in a
not.
day. I bought a little thing of ghee and it works just fine, you know? So I don't know. But yeah, that always, that seems to be the hardest one of the poor four foods for people to give up.
Psychological.
Yeah, because they've been using it for so long, they think it has to be in their salad dressing.
Well,
Yeah.
we gotta understand that in the 80s, we were sold a bag of lies to be low fat, low cholesterol, low salt.
Yeah.
And with those bag of lies came margarine,
Yep.
olive oil,
Yep.
right? And so people started putting on, I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah, no, it's worse than butter.
And they started having more heart attacks and they started
Yes.
having more sea monster cases, more everything.
Isn't that you bring up a good point, Kevin? Being raised in that generation and having been exposed to all that propaganda, isn't it interesting that they put it out to us as a way to be healthier? That our generation was going to be healthier. And how did it turn? How did that work out? All
Yeah,
of you in our generation. How did that work out for us?
Joe, you're a great example. You remember the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s and beyond.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was in the 80s when everything started changing. Everything started
Yes.
becoming no fat, no fat, low fat,
Yep.
no
Yep.
salt, no salt, no salt. It didn't work.
And 70s processed foods. They drop, in the 60s there were none. But in the 70s, you started seeing Hamburger Helper,
Yeah,
Pop Tarts, all these different things start, and they were and artificially flavored was a good thing
right.
because now we have duplicated nature. Really,
Yeah,
anyway.
messed up, right?
And
a
then
lot,
just every generation they add layers.
and a lot of these items are not even legal in other countries right now.
That's right.
Skittles isn't legal in other countries, only in
No.
America.
Yeah.
And California is even thinking about taking them off the shelf. So, I mean, look, we've been
Yeah,
sold a bag of
we've been
lies.
bamboozled.
We got hit with the okey doke.
Reese. You know what I like though, Kevin? More people are starting to see it on all fronts.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. Sean, I haven't heard your voice in a while. How about a little action from you?
We should start No Oils Anonymous or something.
Right?
Jeez Louise.
4-4 anonymous. We'll do it
Um,
online.
Go ahead, Coach Sean.
Yes, sir. So FB, somebody is asking about your thoughts on the sea monster.
My thoughts on the sea monster. Did you know that after they treated the sea monster and it would quote unquote go away, they had to stop using the word cure because they noticed that it would come back. So they implemented a new word called remission, and they implemented a new standard called the 5-year survival rate. So all sea monster cases are based off of 5 years. The whole game is we're going to give you these chemicals and this radiation. Will you survive 5 years?
5 years. Oh my gosh. It's just every episode I learned so much. Amazing. I never knew about the semantics change. How they change the words around to fit their narrative.
And so I have a whole chapter in Reverse the Cause about the sea monster and how it happens, how it takes place. And it's almost always soft tissue. It's actually very rare you hear about the sea monster in the bones.
Right. And you know when it's usually bone marrow. And again, soft tissue.
Soft tissue. Breast cancer, soft tissue. Prostate cancer, soft
Soft
tissue.
tissue.
Lymphoma, soft
Soft
tissue. Leukemia,
leukemia.
soft tissue.
Tissue. Because people don't know soft tissue blood is soft tissue.
So
It
is it
may seem like liquid, but really look at it. It's got some viscosity to it. It's actually tissue.
Yeah.
And the clotting, and then it really turns to tissue.
Yeah.
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 Really, really. Wow. Okay. Coach Sean. I
Yeah.
got a lot of questions in here. I want people to come on the air.
Yeah. Come on, Zoom room. Come on the
Come
air.
on. I want you to talk. I'm not going to answer them anymore unless you come on to talk. That's the
Because
rule
I feel
now.
like at some point we have to evolve here, and we're probably going to turn off the social media that begins with a T and the social media that begins with an I, and just have the Zoom room here and just broadcast on Rumble because Rumble loves us.
Yeah.
And
That's
Rumble doesn't mess with us.
no, neither. Yeah. No, and there are certain other social media platforms that seem to be pretty safe. So, yeah, that's the rule from now on. I'm sorry. I got 3 questions in here, but one of you's got to come on the air. So
Come
the
on.
first one who messages me and said, I'll come on, then you get your question answered. Okay. That's the new rules in the Zoom room. Okay. Very good. I got someone who says, okay, Christine, come on air. Please unmute and ask your question to Dr. Reese. How are you, Christine? Looks like you're unmuted. There you go. Say something. I still can't hear you.
Mic check.
Turn up
One.
your volume, maybe.
Christine, Christine,
Come on,
Christine,
Christine.
Christine,
Come
Christine,
on. Say
Christine.
something. I still can't hear you, unfortunately, and you are unmuted. All right. Try now. All right. I'm gonna have to. All right, she's gonna sign back on. While we're waiting, let's go to Levi.
Levitimus.
Hello.
Dogs make him smile, apparently.
Yeah, he's probably watching that. I gotta go check this dog out. Go ahead, talk, Levi. I'm
Oh,
checking
come
the
on. That
dog
dog
out.
was ripping that thing apart, man.
All right, go ahead.
We have a Leah, and Leah's asking, do you think the vegan diets are unhealthy?
Yes, long term, yes. Yeah, a vegan diet is missing a lot of nutrients and it's giving you a lot of carbohydrates. You don't need that much carbohydrates. 200 grams a day is plenty. 150 is a nice range. A vegan diet, how many carbs are you having a day? A lot. A lot,
Yeah.
you know. And you're not getting enough essential fatty acids. You're not getting what you need. And you're still killing animals
Yes.
because all those farms where you're getting your plants, they're setting up traps to kill the rabbits. They're setting up traps to kill the moles. They're doing pesticides to kill the bugs. So you might be saving cows and you might be saving chickens, but you're not saving little Bugs Bunny.
No, you're right. And there are so many things that just get plowed under with the everyday farming. And don't think these farmers, if there is some kind of vermin, will not shoot it. You
Oh,
know?
yeah. Oh, yeah. And I
So
was,
yeah.
look, and I've said this before, but, I was vegan for a long time. And,
Uh-huh.
one of my wake up calls was when one day I had an ant infestation in the cabinet, left some agave open by accident, and the ants just, I mean, millions and millions of ants. It's like, what do you do as a vegan? You take a few steps back and you go, huh,
Yeah.
what do I
Or
do?
you kill them all.
What do I do? Now what?
Eh, it's just I never had problem killing bugs, even when I was a vegan. But
I mean, yeah, it's just a harsh reality, man. Circle of life. Everyone's killing something. There's not a human being that's ever lived and died that didn't kill something in that time from birth to death.
yeah. And if you're being a vegan for health reasons and not the humanitarian reasons, you're in it for the wrong reasons because, we've discussed this before. Vegetables, fruits, nothing that's grown out of the soil these days has the same amount of nutrients that they used to have. They will not support your needs. That's the bottom line. What is this?
Somebody shared their screen.
What is it? What?
Did you make
Stop.
did you make Anna host?
Yeah,
No.
Anna.
How do you un
Right here, I got it.
That was great.
How did that happen?
Levi, any other questions?
Yeah, so we have someone asking, you keep saying autism is caused by malnourishment, but how do you regress them after 2 years old?
Not sure I understand the question. What do you mean?
How would you reverse it after 2 or 3 years old?
Oh, well, you'd have to get them on a lot of nutrients and you have to build back the brain, which we have a whole protocol for. We have a whole program for autism. We have an entire program for autism and dementia. And we teach people what to do because we teach caretakers what to do because the autistic kid and the dementia person can't take care of themselves in the way that they
Right.
need to. So we do have a program for that.
Okay. It's important to know that it can be reversed, because a lot of people suffer. I have it in my family, and I know that it's tough to deal with. So Okay, I do have someone in the Zoom room who is willing to talk. So Deborah, can you unmute, please, and come on the air and ask your question?
Deborah.
Okay. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
Deborah.
Hi.
First
Okay,
one of the night. Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. I have two questions. One is kind of broad and then the other one's specific to me. But the first one is about, and maybe you've spoke about this before and I haven't heard you, as far as LDL cholesterol and is that the really the crazy, oh my God, you're gonna die kind of if it's high? And the reason I'm asking is I've been doing a lot of research about it, and it seems like there's some physicians out there that are really speaking out about it not being the indicator for heart disease. And and there's also some literature out there, and I'm not that completely well read on it, but about vegan diet and high LDL. But I guess my question is,
Mhm.
are you fearful of LDL being higher than what they tell you it needs to be if your coronary arteries are like at a zero and also your carotid artery is clear?
Right. So LDL is not a good marker for cardiovascular dis-ease, and that's because all LDL is small particles of cholesterol.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
so cholesterol is good for you. You need cholesterol. Cholesterol is what creates your hormones and nourishes your brain and your soft tissue. And so when we look at cardiovascular issues, we're looking at CRP, which measures the inflammation. We are looking at homocysteine. We are looking at ApoB,
yeah.
apolipoprotein, which is the vehicle that carries cholesterol.
Mm, okay.
And we're going to look at triglycerides.
Hmm.
So if you have high cholesterol, but you're fine in the other categories, including a calcium scoring test, then you're
Hmm.
fine.
Okay.
So cholesterol is just a scam. It's a myth to make more money for statin drugs.
Right.
I have a
Okay.
whole chapter on it in Reverse the Cause where I break it down. And it's just another myth brought on by Ansel Keys in 1950, whatever. He negotiated a deal between the American Medical Association and the doctors, and they started promoting it.
Seems to me
Wow.
like cholesterol in general is just um, a surface test. Like you said, if you really want to see cardiovascular health, you got to go deeper. You got to go into the CRP. You got to go into all those other things. The cholesterol seemed like a easy way out, a quick and easy
Right.
test they could give to give you a drug.
Yeah, I mean, every day I hear stories of people talking about their cholesterol was a little high and their primary care physician prescribed. And they're like, why? like, like
Right.
you didn't care, 6 months ago when I was here, and they just see the number. If it's high, prescribe, high, prescribe, high, prescribe. And that's what they were taught in med school. And
Programmed.
Exactly.
they're not trained to heal you.
No.
They're trained to medicate you. So it's completely different than what I'm doing. We're doing head to toe healing. And I assure you, cholesterol plays no factor. We have people that heal and their cholesterol is in the 300s. It plays no factor.
Okay. Well, that's of my like mind as well, and definitely the research I'm doing. My second question, if I may, is more personal to my own situation. Is that okay, or should I
Yeah,
Hmm.
just?
go ahead.
Oh,
As long as
okay.
you're comfortable.
Well, yeah, I was personally having some type of sensation on the right side in my upper chest, which actually led me to, and I don't go to doctors, but it led me down a doctor trail. I finally went to the doctor, and the only way I can describe it is I wouldn't say, when I say pressure, people think, oh, pressure like your heart's constricting or something. It wasn't even like that. I don't know even, it was on the right side. And it just progressively was present and almost nondescript in being able to describe it properly. Nevertheless, I've been on a trail now of I went, she did blood work. That's how they saw that my LDL was higher than normal. And then she sent me to this cardio doctor, of course, which now I've had the calcium scoring test, 0. My carotid is clear.
There you
My
go.
everything in my heart is fine. But my question to you is non-traditional healers. I've had 2 of them speak to me that it's in my lungs. I've had a chest x-ray and nothing is presenting, although I still do have this sensation in the right, in the front, and sometimes presenting in the back as well, which would be like lung related. But I don't get shortness of breath. I don't really feel sick,
Deborah,
but it's definitely present.
Deborah, it's muscles.
Okay.
It's muscles. It's muscle dysfunction. That's all it is. Your posture's messed up. If you do a discovery analysis, I can literally show you. You will be amazed. We're talking about your thoracic spine and a whole lot of muscles controlling that spine. You see, when people get these weird pains, they get
Yeah.
scared and they start thinking, is it my liver? Is it my lungs? Is it my pancreas? And they don't realize that you're surrounded by muscles. There's more muscles than there are glands and organs.
Mhm.
And so people are dumbfounded to find out that muscle dysfunction is a root cause of dis-ease. And it can do crazy things to you. Crazy things. I remember back in the day when I was on my journey, I'm a big meditator. I'd sit there for hours meditating. And one day I get this crazy pain in my back and it comes all the way up around the shoulder and my sternum popped. Pop.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what the heck was that? I thought my lung collapsed. I called my friend who's a nurse. I'm like, is this no? But at the time, I didn't understand the musculoskeletal system. And I went to the chiropractor and I went to this and all these yahoos who know nothing. Come to
Mhm.
find out, it's muscles. It's just muscles. I don't say that lightly because muscles is a root cause. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is you got 600 muscles.
Mhm.
They
Well, I
are
understand.
strong.
I'm actually a comprehensively certified Pilates instructor, so I'm very, very in tune with
There you go.
posture. But if that's the case, then why am I mean, my posture, I'm very aware of my posture, and I don't know. I guess this is just it's very odd, and it's on the right side, and sometimes it's up in my neck area, not neck, but it's not pain either. See, that's the thing. It's not pain. It's a sensation, almost like a heaviness. So much like a
Yeah.
heaviness at
Yeah, it's
times.
probably a compressed nerve or it's compensating muscles.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You go
And
go
where
go up against a wall. I'm sure you could find a wall right now. Put
mhm.
your feet up against the wall, put your butt up against the wall, and then how difficult is it to get your shoulders and your head back up on that wall?
Okay.
You know, that'll tell you
And where do I
everything.
get your book? Your books. I'm sorry, I'm newer to you. So if you've said this a million times,
No, it's okay. Peaceoverpain.com/trilogy.
okay. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
Deborah, for coming on.
Don't
Much
forget to go find the
appreciated.
wall. Go find the wall.
Yeah, and any of these things, if you go to peaceoverpain.com, there are a lot of great things on the site. We have the essentials up there from Dr. Reese, all kinds of different products he recommends. You can sign up for the newsletter there. You can find out
Okay.
information about the discovery analysis. There's all kinds. Just search that site. Anything you want to know about Dr. Reese is up there.
Okay.
And
And what did you say if I had a hard time getting it against the wall? What part of the body?
Your shoulders and your head.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
all right. Thanks again. Okay, yeah, I just want to remind everybody, peaceoverpain.com is loaded with a bunch of information. You can get the books there. You can find out about our Facebook group, the Peace Over Pain Clinic, where we are also streaming live. and a lot of great information on that site. So, all right. And I want to give a shout out in the Zoom room to our friend Devin. How are you tonight, Devin? So,
Is that our Devin?
yes, it is.
Oh, he's trouble.
Thank you for joining us, Devin. Okay, Coach Sean, let's get back to you. We're running out of time here.
Yeah. So someone, Ron Trish, is basically asking, does your book go over, I'll rephrase that. Do any of your books deal with neurological disorders?
Neurological disorders is just compressed nerves. Yeah. You know, the 3 books are all head to toe healing. There is no neurological disorder. There's no such thing. It's just postural messed up, your posture messed up, nutrition messed up, mindfulness messed up. There's no neurological disorders. Don't let them scare you.
Yeah, they make you think like your wires are crossed or something.
Yeah.
Short circuits in your brain. No.
Yeah.
Levi, how are you?
Great, great. Got a bunch of questions, but
Okay,
I'll
go
ask,
for it.
Weird and Bearded is asking, is distilling city water and adding electrolytes to it, is that the best way to, or safer way to drink city water?
Well, if your only option is city water, then sure, I suppose. But I would, I personally use a Berkey. It's up on peaceoverpain.com if anyone's ever interested in a Berkey filter. But yeah, filtering your water is a better way. I don't like distilled water
Mm,
on a normal basis. Spring water is good too,
'cause
Mountain
it
spring
keeps the
water is good.
minerals, right?
Mountain spring water is good. I'd love to get a deal with them.
Mm.
You hooked that up, Uncle Joe?
No, let me see if I can. Maybe Crystal
Call him.
Rock.
Call him. Tell him we got 300,000 followers.
Okay. All right, let's do that. So yeah, spring water keeps the minerals in there, which are very
Mhm.
important.
Mhm.
Distilled water takes the minerals out, and I think that's when people need
Distilled water takes everything out, and that's the
everything.
thing is
Yeah.
distilled water picks up other stuff on the way. That's
Yeah.
how spring water becomes spring water, because regular water is, you know, splashing up against rocks, and rocks are minerals. Splashing up against rocks. Whoa, I hear me.
I got it. I got it. I took care of it.
I hear me.
I got it. I took care of
I hear me all the time. It's horrible.
it.
You come to our headquarters and they're editing me here, they're editing me there. It's like, oh my gosh.
Constantly hearing voices. Sean, we got about 2 minutes left.
Can I take a poll real quick before we
Yeah.
run
Oh,
out?
yes, that's right.
I want to ask everyone on the social media that begins with a T, an I, an R, and a Y if anyone's interested in some Dr. Reese meditations.
Okay.
I'm thinking about starting a meditation club. You know how Oprah has a book club?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
just throw a yes.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Same
Oh,
thing in the Zoom room. If you want it, put a thumbs
Yes,
up in that Zoom room.
yes. Okay. I see a
Yes.
bunch of yeses. Yes, yes.
Instagram, yes. Most
Right.
definitely.
Rumble. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I got a couple here in the chat room. Yes. Totally. Everybody wants it.
Shout out to Smell the Roses, Mama. And shout out to
So
Miss Miami. She's my new editor.
Mel the Roses just heard you laugh for the first time.
Heard me laugh. I laugh all
Yeah,
the
they
time.
brought it up.
I laugh all the time.
so we So we are at the end of the night here. Sean, let's do one more question. We can go over for a minute or two. Go ahead. I just want to close off with a good question.
Let's
for
just
Dr.
do another
Reese.
hour.
Well, I'll do 10 minutes.
Well, somebody is circling back around with their question about the thoracic spine hurting. They said like just doing exercises, will that cause an issue? Should they still do the exercises? Should they still do like workout and stuff? Or
Oh, if you're talking going to the gym and getting crazy, no. Nobody should.
what do you always
Yeah.
say? Straighten before you
Then
strengthen.
straighten, then strengthen.
Yeah.
Straighten, then strengthen. Yeah.
Great. And
No,
then
you
straight.
want to be doing postural therapy. You know, if you want to do Pilates or something like that, this is the direction that you have to go in, not lifting weights. You know,
I have somebody in the Zoom room who has a couple questions, and I'm trying to get her to come on air. It's got a couple good questions, but all right, Dr. Reese, if you're willing to go on a couple more minutes, let's get one more question from Levi.
Okay, so someone's asking, how do you recommend getting in all the essential nutrients?
well, we have a supplement that we use. It's 3 products that adds it all up to one. But we only do it behind the scenes with a contract with clients. I haven't become a supplement pusher just yet.
Well, that's good. All right. Very, very good. Well, I'm going to ask one more time, Mary, if you want to come on air, I will close with you. Otherwise, we're going to sign off for tonight. Just want to remind people to come on to peaceoverpain.com. Check us out, like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Rumble. And please, if you have any questions and you want to get a discovery analysis, please feel free to email us at peaceoverpainclinic@gmail.com. Any last words, Dr. Reese?
If you want to start your healing journey, start with the 3 books. Then when you're ready, you get a discovery analysis. Then from there you can decide if you want to go further, but that's the basics right there, and show up here every Tuesday and you know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Coach Levi, Coach Sean, thank you for tonight.
And come
Just
to
to
the party, 120. It's a
Come to-
holiday. It's a new holiday. You don't know about it yet, but it's going to be on the calendar one day. Every January 20th. It's happening. Look, if they can make up holidays weekend too.
Yeah,
Okay.
come meet us all in person. Hang out.
This, what's it, in 2 Saturdays?
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Two
Very nice.
Saturdays. We got people driving in from all over the country. They want their books signed, so that's fine. Yeah, we'll show you how we're living here in our little, I don't know what you would
Our
call
little
this place.
world.
Like a little mansion.
will it be selling any books at the event?
We won't be selling any books at the event because this era, you know, Amazon, all that. So you just get it before you come, and then I'll sign it if you want me to.
Yeah, bring your books to sign if you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
exactly.
bring them with you. We are going to be making some organic beef stew, nice and warm with the winter. I just want to warn you, if you're driving up from Florida or Virginia, we have snow here. Okay, because we're trying to slowly adjust Sean because he's from Georgia and he's having trouble. He's walking outside like, what the heck is this? And I'm like, this is how we live here in New England. This is how it is in Connecticut.
Terrible.
Sean, embrace it.
I'm
I
struggling.
had the same problem coming back from Puerto Rico after 3 years, but it's mindset. It's mindfulness. Dr. Reese said alkaline is good for you. The
Yeah.
alkalinity of the cold is good for you.
Yeah.
And just keep putting that in your head. This is good for me. This is
This
good
is
for me.
good for me.
And it eventually, believe me, time passes. April will be here.
Just,
Yeah.
and the best thing you can do is go get that fresh air and eat some snow.
Yeah.
Just don't pick up the yellow.
Yeah, no.
Don't pick up the yellow snow.
Yeah.
But eat some
No.
snow. Think about it. It's coming from the clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. And Sean, just get some good thermals. You got to layer yourself. You just got to learn how to dress. I think, that's just something.
He
You got to
didn't
learn how
he,
to dress for the weather.
he didn't have the scraper for the car. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna need a
Yes.
scraper for the car, you
Yeah.
gotta like
And you might as well, get that spray, that ice away. There's a few
Yeah.
things you need: gloves, scarf, hat, all that stuff.
Yeah, man.
Some boots.
Yeah.
And chapstick.
Yep.
I'm saying, yeah, that's
Get it.
like
Yeah. You got to get out to that surplus store
You
and
need
get
a
all that stuff.
humidifier in your bedroom.
so
Dr. Reese,
much, man. So, golly.
what is the address of the party? I don't exactly remember it off the top of my head. It is in East Hartford. What is the exact address?
No, it's in Farmington,
Farmington, right?
304 Main Street, Farmington.
304. And
You can get
okay.
your ticket. All you have to do is email us, and we'll give you the RSVP link. And yeah, so that it'll automatically remind you and all that good stuff. So,
Right.
you know,
And again, that's peaceoverpain.com. Like I said, just explore that site. There's tons of info there. Okay. All right, gentlemen, everybody in the social media land, everybody in the Zoom room, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Sorry if we didn't get to all your questions, but there's only a certain amount we can do. And we will see you all next week.
Join the Zoom room.
Join the Zoom room, but you have to come on air. Bye.